When it limits your friendships. Let's face it, when you go steady you have less opportunity for getting to know other persons of the opposite sex. This means you as a girl are limiting your knowledge of the kinds of boys you should know before you can make a wise choice of a life partner. Conversely, the boy who goes steady with one girl doesn't get acquainted with enough other girls in a dating situation to know whether he really prefers his steady to other girls or not. This is an especial concern of very young teenagers who need to experience different kinds of dating partners in different kinds of dating situations. After a teenager has dated around for some time, he may want to focus on one preferred date, but in the early stages of dating there are many reasons why going steady is not wise. When it restricts your development, it is well known that human personality grows in relationship with others. Each of us is different with different people. Each close friend we have draws out a different set of responses from us and has a different kind of influence upon us. During the second decade of life, most boys and girls are learning how they feel about members of the other sex. Especially in the teens, there should be enough friendships with different members of the other sex to enable you to know your emotional capacities. Take young Sam as a good illustration. He found that he was in love with 3 different girls at the same time. The first was Anne, who lived next door, and with whom he could discuss anything. Anne was a pleasant companion, a good sport. She really understood him, and he loved her for it. But he had never kissed her. In fact, he never even felt like it. The love Sam had for Anne was that of a comrade, a pal, a true friend. But Rosie was the sort of girl who brought out all the male in Sam. He couldn't discuss much of anything with Rosie. But he didn't have to, for when he was with her, talking didn't seem important. His love for her was passionate, lusty, frighteningly intense. Mary brought out still a different set of feelings. Mary went to his church, and when the two of them stood holding a hymnal together, the most uplifting feelings coursed through him. With Mary he thought big thoughts, he dreamed big dreams. He wanted to go out into the world and do things that would be worthy of the love he felt for her. In short, his love for Mary was spiritual and inspirational, the type that a man needs to find in a woman. In truth, what young Sam was discovering was 3 different aspects of his own ability to love a woman. Each of the girls in his life was helping him develop 3 parts of himself that will be important in his future life as a man, a husband, and a father. No one of these 3 girls could promote a total development of personality for Sam. And no one of them would satisfy him for going steady too long. But someday, having developed a many-faceted capacity for love, he will find a woman who elicits in him his full ability to love and to be loved in these 3 ways, and more. The person who starts going steady too soon may miss important aspects of his personality development that might be discovered through a variety of friendships. After experience with many persons has matured you, you can bring to a mature love relationship the rich repertoire of response that would have been impossible earlier. When it gets involved, 2 people who go steady see so much of each other that they are apt to get involved before they're ready to marry and settle down. They are likely to become emotionally or sexually entangled before they have developed the other facets of their relationship which will enable them to live together compatibly. Sexual attraction between 2 people is a powerful urge that builds up to impressive proportions, especially if the 2 persons are in constant association. They begin to dream of each other even when they're apart. When they're close, they find their responses becoming more and more ardent, and more difficult to restrain.